Welcome student. In this class we will discuss part second of the constitution which deals with the citizenship aspect. Unlike other federal setup, India opted for single citizenship system. Single citizenship system. What is the meaning of citizenship? So actually the citizenship means the person holds full right to become the part of the Indian community. Okay? And you see there are two type of people residing in India. One is Indian citizen and second is aliens. Again, aliens are divided into two parts. One is friend alien and second is enemy alien. Again, you see alien are also referred to as foreigner. So foreigner are also of two category. One is illegal and second who come on the basis of passport or visa, right? And second is illegal migrants, okay, who unlawfully entered inside the Indian territory. As far as the question of Indian citizenship is concerned, so you see certain fundamental rights are available only to the citizen of India. Right, for example, Article 15, Article 16, okay, Article 20, again 29, 30. These are specific articles which are available to the citizen of India only. But other fundamental rights are available to foreigners also, right, along with the Indian citizen. As far as the question of Indian citizenship is concerned, our constitution is almost silent with respect to Indian citizenship because it imparted the power to the Indian Parliament to regulate this aspect on large scale. Okay. Article starting from Article 5 to 11 deals with the citizenship aspect. Okay. If you will go through these articles now, you will find that they have no implication presently. Okay. They were of relevance in the historical past. Okay. As for example, you see Article 5. Article 5 define who will be considered as the citizen of India at the time of enforcement of the Constitution, that is on 26 January 1950. Okay. It states that the person born in India, either of his parents is the citizen of India or any foreigner who is residing inside India since last 5 years from the date of commencement of the Constitution will be considered as the Indian citizen. Okay. Domicile is essential aspect. So first one should understand the meaning of domicile, right? In Hindi the term domicile means adhivas. Okay. So the Hindi term adhivas has two English terms. One is settlement and second is referred to as domicile. So settlement is the geographical term. The collection of dwelling is referred to as settlement. Okay. Whereas domicile is the legal constitutional term. Domicile is essential criteria for imparting the citizenship of any person. Getting well? Without domicile, the person is not any foreigner, cannot get the Indian citizenship. Okay. So what is the meaning of domicile? The Supreme Court actually the term domicile has not been mentioned in the Constitution, defined in the Constitution, but Supreme Court defined the term domicile. According to the Supreme Court, the term domicile include two aspects. One is the incidence of residence and second is to reside in India permanently, intention to reside in India permanently. Okay. If suppose any foreigner is residing inside India but he is not having the tendency to reside here permanently, then he will not be considered as the domicile. Okay. But if a foreigner is residing, that is incidence of residence he is fulfilling, but he poses the tendency to reside here permanently, okay, then he will be considered as domicile. There was a case of Muslim woman who came here for a study for 3-year term. Okay, after the term was to be expired, she applied to the government of India to further extend the period, and she got 3-year extension. Okay. Again, when second term was going to be lapsed, she applied for the further extension. The government of India not extended, not given, granted her to stay inside India. Then she filed the petition to the Supreme Court that she is the domicile of India and she should be granted Indian citizenship. In this case, the court clearly stated that though the incidence of residency is already available in this case, but she was not having the tendency to reside in India permanently, because even in second attempt she tried to only if she was trying only to extend the period, she not tried to be withdrawn as a citizenship of India. So that's why the court not considered her domicile and ordered to particularly go leave the country. It is clear now. So what is the meaning of domicile? It is clear. And what is the content of Article 5? The Article 5 only considered who will be the citizen of India at the time of commencement of the Constitution. I said he was born in India, right? Either of his parent or grandparent and maternal parent, okay, grandfather, right? Were the citizen of India. Citizen of India means the citizen of undivided India. That is the India defined as the Government of India Act 1935. Okay. Again, see, this is the content of Article 5. So presently it has no meaning, right? Because it only identifies the person who will be considered as the citizen of India on this date. That is on 26 January 1950, right? Again, Article 6. Article 6 deals with the provision. You see, government through Partition of India Act 1947, India was divided into two political units, namely India and Pakistan. Getting well, right? But at the same time, though it was based on the two-nation theory, Muslim-dominated area was made the part of Pakistan and Hindu-dominated area was made the part of India. But at the same time, the peoples were given option to either shift to Pakistan or remain in India. It is clear now? So those people who migrated from Pakistan to India, right, their citizenship aspect is being regulated under Article 6 of the Constitution. Article 6 deals with the people who who migrated from Pakistan, right, to India. Getting well now? Actually, the provision is who migrated prior to 19th July 1948. Getting well now? The person who migrated prior to 19th July 1948, right, will be considered simply as the citizen of India. But if they migrated after 19th July 1948, they will require to register themselves as a citizen of India. It is clear now? So what is the content of Article 6 of the Constitution? It is clear now? And it deals with the provision of citizenship of those people who migrated from Pakistan to India. Getting well? Again, you see Article 7. Article 7 deals with the citizenship of those people. You see, right? Actually, this is India and this is Pakistan. Pakistan, it is clear now? So some people who were residing along the side of India decided to shift themselves to Pakistan. Okay? But after some time they felt that, right, the condition is not conducive in Pakistan for them. That's why they returned back under permanent permit system. Okay? So their citizenship aspect is being regulated under Article 7 of the Constitution. It is clear now? Right? Actually, Article 7 deals with the citizenship of those people who after 1st March 1947 shifted themselves from India to Pakistan and again returned back under permanent permit system. Getting well now? So what is Article 5, 6 and 7? It is clear now? But 6 only deals that the people shifted from Pakistan to India. But 7 states that the people who first shifted from India to Pakistan and again returned back. Okay? Article 8 deals with the citizenship aspect of the people of Indian origin. Okay? This is Article 8. Okay? Again, Article 9 states that if any person acquires the citizenship of any foreign country, his Indian citizenship will cease to operate. Okay? And Article 10 states that it is the Indian Parliament who can take decision about the citizenship right of any individual. You see, a state legislature is not entitled to take away any citizenship right from the citizen of India. Right? It is the Indian Parliament which is entitled only. Okay? And under Article 11 of the Constitution, the Indian Parliament, the Constitution provide extensive power to the Indian Parliament to regulate citizenship aspect. It is clear, na? Right? So actually these are important articles. These are the articles contained in Part 2 of the Constitution. That is Article 5, Article 6, Article 7, Article 8, Article 9 and Article 10 and 11. Getting well? Article 5 deals with the citizenship aspect, who will be considered as the citizen of India on 6 January 1950, that is on the date of commencement of the Constitution of India. Okay. Article 6 deals with the citizenship aspect, who migrated from Pakistan inside India, right? If they migrated prior to 19th July 1948, they are not required to be registered. They will be considered normally as a citizen of India, but who migrated after 19th July 1948 will require to be registered as a Indian citizen. Okay. Article 7 deals with the citizenship aspect, who after 1st March 1947 migrated from India to Pakistan and again returned back to India under permanent permit system. Okay. Article 8 deals with the people of Indian origin, right? 9 deals state that if any Indian citizen acquired the citizenship of any foreign country, his Indian citizenship will cease to operate, right? Article 10 empower the Indian Parliament to take away the citizenship right of any individual citizen. Okay. And under Article 11 of the Constitution, the Indian Parliament provide enormous power to the Indian Constitution provide enormous power to the Indian Parliament to enact law to regulate the Indian citizenship issue, and exercising this power, Indian Parliament passed Indian Citizenship Act, Indian Citizenship Act 1955, which was from time to time amended according to the need and requirement. That is clear, na? Indian Citizenship Act 1955 is a broad provision enacted by the Parliament under Article 11 of the Constitution. Right? This act contains the provision about right acquiring the Indian citizenship, right, and particularly laws of Indian citizenship. It is clear, na? Right? One is acquiring the Indian citizenship and second is the laws of Indian citizenship. It is clear, na? Are contained under Indian Citizenship Act 1955. It is clear, na? And this was amended several times. Getting well, na? This was amended several times. Getting well, na? So actually two main issues under this act are: first is how the Indian citizenship will be acquired, and acquisition of Indian citizenship, right, and acquisition of Indian citizenship. Okay. And second is loss of Indian citizenship. Okay. Right. So these aspects are being regulated under the Indian Citizenship Act 1955. Okay. And since this is the act, and you see the constitution is flexible, right, and it requires, the constitution required to be amended from time to time according to the need of the time, because constitution regulated the society, and society is never static, it is always dynamic, right? So that's why with the passage of time, right, need arise to be amended, to amend this provision, and accordingly several times Indian Citizenship Act 1955 was amended. That is clear now? You see, as far as the question of acquisition of Indian citizenship is concerned, there are this amendment act, that is Indian Citizenship Act, contain 5 particularly ways to acquire the Indian citizenship. First is on the ground of birth, right, birth. Second is on the ground of descent. Okay. Third is through registration. Fourth is through naturalization. And fifth is if India acquired any territory, right, if India acquired any territory, right, so then President through notification declare that who will be considered as the citizen of India. It is clear, na? So there are 5 ways to acquire the Indian citizenship. One ground is the ground of birth. Second is the ground of descent. Third is on the ground of through registration you can get particularly Indian citizenship, okay, and through naturalization also Indian citizenship can be received, okay. And if India acquire any foreign territory, then President through notification declare that who will be considered as the citizen of India. Getting well? So as far as the question of birth is concerned, right, the originally, है ना, as per Indian Citizenship Act, okay, as per Indian Citizenship Act 1955, the provision was, right, कि any child born inside India within the territory of India will be considered as the citizen of India irrespective of the nationality of their parent. Okay, what was the provision? It is clear, right? Any child born inside India will be given Indian citizenship, will acquire the Indian citizenship on the ground of birth irrespective of the nationality of their parent. It is clear, right? So this particularly, this was the context. Suppose any American couple will come inside India for tour, and if their child born inside India, then if they want, the child can get Indian citizenship on the basis of birth. That's clear, na? What is the provision? It is clear, na? So actually this was the important point, right? Again you see what happened. कि Indo-Bangladesh border is highly porous in character, right? है ना? Actually, you see, in 1905, Bengal was partitioned into East Bengal and West Bengal, right? And West Bengal became the part of India, and East Bengal became the part of Pakistan. Okay? In 1955, East Bengal was renamed as East Pakistan, and in 1971 it emerged as an independent country. That is clear, no? So actually you see this partition, that is boundary between East Pakistan and West Pakistan, is the example of superimposed boundary, because it was separating the homogeneous cultural region into two parts. It is clear, na? Culture was the same, right? है ना, Bengali culture was existing there, but due to political factor, है ना, political administrative convenience and political factor, it was partitioned into two parts, right? As far as the question of Indo-Bangladesh border is concerned, so it is highly porous in character, right? And so far, no proper fencing of the border was conducted. It is clear, na? Right? No, and that's why there occurred large-scale illegal immigration from Bangladesh to India. It is clear, na? And this illegal migration has caused the demographic change of the several districts and villages of Assam. It is clear, na? So this is a major problem faced by the people of this area, na? Right? So you see, Chakma refugee problem was one of the Hojong particularly tribal group, and Chakma tribal group were the illegal migrants who entered inside India. You see, Chakma refugee started demanding to get Indian citizenship, right? But they were not given. But their child born inside India became the citizen of India on the ground of birth, because this was the provision enshrined in the Government of India Act 1955, right? So observing this problem, in 1986, Indian Citizenship Act 1955 was amended, which became effective from, right, 1st March 1987. It is clear, na? Right? So actually Indian Citizenship Act 1955 was amended. So you see, you can see on the ground of birth, what change occurred from 1950 to 1987, 1st March 1987, and then the dividing line is 3rd December 2004. Right? It is clear, na? This is 1955, na? Right? So actually, the Indian Citizenship Act 1955 contains the provision that a child will get Indian citizenship on the ground of birth if he is born inside India, within the territory of India. It is clear, na? So that's why the child born of the Chakma refugee became the natural citizen of India, right? right? Because it was permissible under Indian Citizenship Act 1955, but this provision was altered, right? This provision was altered, and as per the new amendment introduced in 1955, right, and which became effective from particularly 1st March 1987, a child can get the Indian citizenship on the ground of birth only when either of his parent is the Indian citizen. That is clear, na? Right? When during this period only, born in India, born in India was the condition. That is clear, na? But then particularly in 1987, right, a new particularly provision was made. The provision was, right, a person will be declared as the city will get the Indian citizen. When a child born in India will be given Indian citizenship if either of his parents is the Indian citizen. Okay, right? Either of his parents in Indians or is the Indian citizen. Okay, when simply on the ground of birth, the child cannot claim to be the citizen of India. For this, the condition was put that either of his parents, either mother or father, should be the citizen of India. Getting well? Should be the citizen of India. This provision was made and became effective since 1987. Okay, but you see what happened. What was the repercussion of this? The Chakma refugee started entering into marriage with the Indian girl, and right, but the Chakma male started entering into marriage with the female of India, Indian citizen. Okay, and Chakma female started marrying with the male of Indian citizen. Okay, so in this case, the child born from them became the natural citizen, because either of the two parent is the Indian citizen criteria was fulfilled. So again, to cope up with this problem, again a new amendment was made on 3rd December 2004. Okay, then after, was actually born in India, but at the same time either of his parent is Indian citizen. This was the criteria, na? But in 2004, right, a new amendment was made in Indian Citizenship Act 1950. Under this, the provision was a child will get Indian citizenship on the ground of birth if either of the parent is the Indian citizen, or second is not illegal immigrant. That is clear, na? Getting well? If either of his parent is the Indian citizen and second is not the illegal immigrants. That is clear, na? So what is the provision right now? As per the provision of acquisition of citizenship on the ground of birth, it is clear, na? As per the Indian Citizenship Act 1955, simply the provision was, if any child born inside the territory of India is entitled to get citizenship on the ground of birth, right? It was altered in 1987 through amendment of 1986, which became effective since 1987. As per this new amendment, the child will get Indian citizenship, right, if either of their parent is the Indian citizen. Okay, right? Then Chakma started and illegal migrants started entering into marriage with the Indian citizen, right? It also posed a problem. So that's why in 2004 a new provision was made. As per this, the child will get the Indian citizenship only when if either of his parent is the Indian citizen and second is not illegal migrants. It is clear, na? So how particularly a child will get Indian citizenship on the ground of birth, it is clear. It is clear, na? Right? So actually on the ground of birth, we are Indian, the child of Indian citizen is the natural citizen. It is clear, na? Right? So for them, this provision is not valid. This is valid for those, basically implicitly it is expressed aspect that the foreigner child will be considered here, right? Not our like people who are already and whose father and forefather are already particularly the Indian citizen. For them, we are the natural citizen. It is clear, no? Again, see, you are here particularly on the will acquire citizenship on the ground of birth. We are not acquired, we are natural citizen, to be noted. Okay. Again, second ground to get acquired Indian citizenship is on the ground of descent. Okay. You see, on the ground of descent, who requires the Indian citizenship? It is important part, right? The person, actually, you see, very important aspect, for those child, right? About descent, I am saying, he actually did the acquisition of Indian citizenship through descent is associated with the case in which the child born outside the Indian territory, to be noted. They born in America, they born in particularly Spain, France, etc. Right? It is clear now? So actually you see what was the provision. Again, for this issue, also particularly changed from time to time. As per first aspect, descent, वंश के आधार पर, it is clear ना? So first is 1955, second dividing point is 1992, and 10 December 1992 and December 1992, and third change was in 3rd December 2004. It is clear na? These were the turning point, right? Markable point. It is clear na? So actually you see, under Indian Citizenship Act 1955, the provision was the child born outside India will get the Indian citizenship on the ground of descent if his father is the Indian citizen. Getting well now? Right? What was the provision? It is clear now? And it simply laid down that any child born outside India will get Indian citizenship if his father is the Indian citizen at the time of his birth. Getting well now? Actually, this provision was changed, right? From 10th December 1992. A new amendment was introduced on 20 and which became effective from 10th December 1992, right? But here, on the ground of descent, only when the father is the Indian citizen. Okay, but since 1992, the provision was changed, and the new provision was a child born outside India will get the Indian citizenship if either of his parents is the Indian citizen, either mother or father. It is clear now? Right? Here, father was the only component, right? Ground to claim the Indian citizenship on, but then after him, either father or mother. It is clear now? Right? Either of his parents is the Indian citizen. If either of his parents is the Indian citizen, getting well now? Right? So this was the provision. But you see, from 3rd December 2004, the provision was changed. The provision was changed. The new provision was any child born outside India, if either of his parents is the Indian citizen, can get the Indian citizenship only through registration made in the office of Indian consulate, okay, within 1 year of his birth. It is clear now? But actually, if the child is born outside India and either of his parents is the Indian citizen, then he will not be considered as a citizen of India till he is registered as the Indian citizen, right, in the office of Indian consulate within 1 year of his birth. That is clear now? In exceptional case, registration can be made even after 1 year on the recommendation of the central government. That is clear now? But actually registration is required. The registration is required, right, to get the Indian citizenship on the ground of descent. It is clear now? So what is the provision, what is the basic difference between birth on the ground of birth and on the ground of descent? It is clear now? Right? On the ground of birth, you see, as per the original act, right, simply the birth is sufficient to ensure the citizenship, right? But this provision was altered in 1987, and provision was made that on the ground of birth, the child can get citizenship only when either of his parents is the Indian citizen. Okay, then the marriage issue, right, which happened between illegal migrants and the Indian citizen became a major challenge, right? So then again, particularly the provision was, the amendment was made in 2004, and as per the new provision, a child born in India can get Indian citizenship if either of his parents is the Indian citizen and another is not a illegal immigrants. It is clear, no? So this provision was associated with the acquisition of citizen on the ground of birth. Na? Again, you see on the ground of descent, if the particularly person belong to India, right? Parent belong to India, okay? But he is Indian citizen, but the child born in outside the country, okay? In this case, he is entitled to get the citizen on the ground of birth, right? On the ground of descent. But for this, you see, the provision was initially as per the provision of Indian Citizenship Act 1955, right? A child born outside India will get the Indian citizenship on the ground of descent if his father is the Indian citizen, right? This provision was changed, right, through the Amendment Act introduced in 1992, okay? And as per this Amendment Act, actually a child will be declared the Indian citizen on the ground of descent if either of his parents is the Indian citizen. It is clear, na? If either of his parents is the Indian citizen, getting well, na? Right? And then after again the provision was changed, na? Right? As per the new provision after 2004, a child born outside India, out of the Indian citizen, okay, can get Indian citizenship only when they will be registered in the office of Indian consulate within 1 year of his birth, right? And I said that in exceptional case, the period can be expanded and on the recommendation of the central government. It is clear, na? So what is this provision? It is clear, right? Third criteria to get is through registration, okay? So actually you see कि the registration, actually a person who can be registered as the citizen of India or who can get Indian citizenship on the ground of registration is important point, okay? So you must keep in mind that a person of Indian origin can get Indian citizenship on the ground of registration, to be noted. A foreigner is not entitled to get Indian citizenship on the ground of registration. It is clear, na? The people of Indian origin, right? As mentioned under Article 9 of the Constitution, 8 of the Constitution, you know, right? So a people of Indian origin can be registered as an Indian citizen, and for this it is essential that he should reside inside India for at least 7-year period prior to making the application. Then he will be registered as the citizen of India. It is clear, na? And you see कि any foreigner, if want to become the Indian citizen, can get the Indian citizenship through naturalization. It is clear, na? Through naturalization, it is clear, na? Right? And for this, they are required to reside in India for the period of at least 12-year term. It is clear, na? Right? 12 वर्षों तक उनको भारत में रहना होगा. Then, but you see in case of CA, that is Citizenship Amendment Act 2019, right? This was the real act for the foreigner. It is clear, na? And for them particularly 6 to 7 years residence in India was made for them particularly. It is clear, na? So what is the provision? It is clear, na? And if India acquire any territory, foreign territory, then the president through notification may declare who will be considered as a citizen of India. It is clear, na? So there are 5 ways to get the Indian citizenship. So as per Indian Citizenship Act 1955, one is on the ground of birth, the second is on the ground of particularly descent, third is through registration, fourth is naturalization, and fifth is the acquisition of territory. It is clear, na? And similarly, this act contains 3 provisions for the loss of Indian citizenship, right? One is particularly renouncement, second is termination, and third one is deprivation. That is clear, na? Right? there are three ways through which one can lose the citizenship. One is through particularly renunciation. I will myself renounce the Indian citizen. Okay, voluntary, right? है ना, loss of the citizenship and will take the citizenship of another country. That is clear, na? This is one way. Second way is which is referred to as, है ना, which is referred to as termination, right? You know that if any Indian citizen, है ना, will take the citizenship of any other country, his Indian citizen will cease to operate. That is, it will terminate. Okay, so you see, renunciation is voluntary action, whereas termination is on the basis of law. This is the basic difference, na? And third one is deprivation. Okay, who will be deprived from the citizenship? So you see, natural citizen, we cannot be deprived of the citizenship aspect. It is clear now? Suppose you are the we are the natural citizen of India. So that's why our citizenship any authority cannot deprive us from the citizenship right. It is clear now? But you see, if a person is when they acquired citizenship through registration or through naturalization, right, their citizenship can be, but they can be deprived of the citizenship, right, if the ground on which he requested to get the Indian citizenship is fraud and malafide. It is clear, na? Right? Then particularly the government can deprive him from citizenship aspect. What is the provision? It is clear, na? You see, in 2015, on the direction of the Supreme Court, Indian Parliament amended Indian Citizenship Act, and through which the Chakma and Hojong were given the citizenship right. Okay, but there were certain limitations for them because they cannot purchase land and landed property in Arunachal Pradesh, right? And they can reside in Arunachal Pradesh through some special visa. It is clear, na? So this is referred to, this is the provision for Chakma. Okay, and more recently in 2019, which is most controversial aspect, which is referred to as CAA 2019, Citizenship Amendment Act 2019, the government provided citizenship right to 6 minority community, okay, 6 community, okay, right, who migrated from Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh inside India, okay, inside India. It is clear, na? They were the Islamic country, so actually they conduct atrocity on the minority, na? So that's why Hindu, Sikh, Buddha, Jain, Parsi, right, and Christians, okay, they were imparted citizenship under CA, but not the Muslim. It is clear, na? Which remain highly controversial. Getting well, na? So what type of amendment was made so far on the Indian Citizenship Act? It is almost clear. Best of luck. Okay.